A film. To some, it's merely an art form. To some, it's an expression. To some, a film represents an emotion or a series of emotions. But to me, a film is so much more. It's an experience. Something riveting, something life-changing. Something that teaches you, something that calms you, something that angers you. A film truly represents all of what I just mentioned and more. Here to honor the best in film, I am glad to present the second annual Snubby Movie Awards, where I honor the true best in film for the year 2013. 2013 was a landmark year in film.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tina Fey and Polar.
Polar. And I'm Tina Fey. Gravity is nominated for Best Film. It's the story of how George Clooney would rather float away into space and die than spend one more minute with a woman his own age. I am the captain now. I am the captain now. Okay. See how horrible they are. We're going to get this show done in 3 hours, or as Martin Scorsese calls it, Act 1.
Star of Mud, Reese Witherspoon.
Hello. Here are this year's nominees for performance by an actor in a supporting role.
Bradley Cooper for American Hustle.
My idea is I'm running the show. I'm the quarterback.
Michael Fassbender for 12 Years a Slave.
You come here. Master, come here!
James Franco for Spring Breakers.
This is the fucking American dream,
Mr. Lauda, are you
Daniel Bruhl for
Look
Rush.
like I'm feeling pressure. I'm world champion and on the verge to become world champion again.
And Jonah Hill for The Wolf of Wall Street.
The sides did cure cancer. That's the problem. They were there. That's why they were expensive.
And the snubby goes to James Franco for Spring Breakers.
Thank you. My mother, my great family for their support. My girl Marla for putting up with so much, and thank you.
And here to present the next award is the cast of last year's Best Picture nominee, The Avengers.
Is that really something that you want to say?
Just roll it back. Let's just give them what they want.
No. Let's just give them the respect they deserve and give them the damn award.
Okay.
Come on.
They create worlds.
And
Out
here
of the minds of-
here are the nominees
All right. Screw it.
for achievement in visual effects.
All right, thank you.
The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. Pacific Rim. Thor, The Dark World. Gravity. Star Trek, Into Darkness. And the snubby goes to
Superheroes, we can't even get an envelope open.
Gravity. Here to present the Snubby Award for Best Makeup and Hairstyling, we have the director of The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, Ben Stiller.
This seemed like a better idea in rehearsal.
James Cameron, king of the world.
And the nominees are American Hustle, Dallas Buyers Club.
Tinkerbell, unless you got more cash or new clients, I'm busy.
You don't deserve our money.
The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. Lone Survivor. And Rush.
And what did your wife say when she saw your face?
She said, you don't need a face to drive, you just need the right foot.
All right. The winner is...
The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug.
All of you!
And here to present the next award is Barbara Streisand.
Songs are amazing things. They allow us to raise our voices in pain, in passion, in praise, and in protest. To refresh your memory, here are the 5 nominations for the Best Original Song.
Young and Beautiful from The Great Gatsby.
And I'm no longer young and beautiful.
Please, Mr. Kennedy from Inside Llewyn Davis.
Please, Mr. Kennedy. I don't wanna go. Don't show me out of school.
Ordinary Love from Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom.
We can't fall any further if we can't feel ordinary love.
I See Fire from The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug.
I see fire inside the mountain.
And Let It Go from Frozen. And the snubby goes to...
Woo!
I See Fire from The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug.
Oh, you know I saw a city burn out, and I see fire, feel the heat upon my skin.
Here to present the next award, we have the star of Captain Phillips, Tom Hanks, and the star of Gravity,
The actors
Sandra
whose
Bullock.
work we celebrate are 5 extraordinary talents who gave us performances we will long remember. Here are the nominees.
Julia Roberts, August Osage County.
Quiet now. Mom, please, this is important. Eat your fish, eat your fish, eat your fish, eat your fish, eat your fish. What?
Jennifer Lawrence for American Hustle.
You know, I read that it takes all of the nutrition out of our food. It's empty, just like your deals. Empty, empty.
Eva Mendes, The Place Beyond the Pines.
Do you remember my name?
Romina. I like to call you Ro.
Kristen Scott Thomas,
If the
Only
tape
God
was
Forgives.
returned, your brother would have found your killer, brought me his head on a platter.
Lupita Nyong'o, 12 Years a Slave.
500 pounds of cotton, day in, day out, more than any man here. And for that I will be clean. That's all I ask.
And the snubby goes to...
Jennifer Lawrence, American Hustle.
Thank you. And I actually did watch all the movies this year, not all of them, but you know what I mean? And so I can say that the women this year, it's such an honor to be nominated with you. And I'm sorry I'm shaking so much. Don't ever do this again. It's so scary. Okay, thank you, thank you.
Here to present the award for Best Screenplay, Adapted and Original, we have Josh Brolin and Javier Bardem.
That you know a script is good when the writer's words float through your mind and go straight to your heart.
Here are the nominees for Adapted Screenplay.
The Wolf of Wall Street.
My name is Jordan Belfort. The year I turned 26, I made $49 million, which really pissed me off because it was 3 shy of $1 million a week.
Captain Phillips.
Copy, Alabama. You should alert your crew and get your fire hoses ready.
Is that it?
Chances are it's just fishermen.
They're not here to fish.
12 Years a Slave.
That don't obey his Lord
shall be beaten with many stripes.
That's scripture.
Before Midnight.
You're breathing helium and I'm breathing oxygen.
What makes you say that?
See? I'm trying to truly connect, and you make a joke.
The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug.
You have no right. No right to enter that mountain. I have the only right.
And the snubby goes to Captain Phillips by Billy Ray.
There are a lot of wonderful writers in this room tonight. And on this night, my wish for each of you is that once, just once, you can know what it feels like to have the kind of luck that I had on this movie. It's really Captain Phillips who wrote this story. I just wrote it down. Thank you, my colleagues. I will cherish this. Your respect means the world to me. Good night.
And now here are the nominees for Best Original Screenplay.
The World's End.
We started. We are going to do the Golden Mile, and this time we are going to see it through to the bitter end, or lager end.
Inside Llewyn Davis.
Advance on my solo record. There's got to be some royalty. Mel? Mel!
How you doing, kid?
Life ain't worth living.
It's impossible.
People
American
believe
Hustle.
what they want to believe. Because the guy who made this was so good that it's real to everybody.
Prisoners.
And every day, she's wondering why I'm not there.
So what was it like
being married?
There's something that feels so good about sharing your life with somebody. How do you share your life with somebody?
And the snubby goes to American Hustle.
And I think when you make a film from the heart, there is no such thing as genre. They're just real people, and if it's funny, or if it's sad, that's what happens. What a great year for film this is. And thank you guys, thank everybody again.
Please welcome the stars of last year's Best Comedy nominee, Ted.
Thanks, Maggie. Here are the nominees for Best Sound Mixing.
Rush.
Welcome to the racing grudge match of the decade.
Lone Survivor.
A drive.
Gravity. Star Trek Into Darkness.
Is coming.
The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. And the snubby goes to The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug.
We've been blind. In our blindness, our enemy has returned.
I'm not doing a sequel with you, okay? And the nominees for Best Sound Editing are
Star Trek Into Darkness. Pacific Rim. Gravity. Spring Breakers. Iron Man 3.
Oh, I'm sorry, they're only coded to me. What does that mean? I got you covered.
And the snubby goes to Star Trek Into Darkness. Here to present Best Animated Feature, please welcome Robin Williams.
I would like to announce the nominees for Best Feature Animation.
The Croods.
Really? Okay.
Despicable Me 2. Frozen.
Bothered me anyway.
Monsters University.
I'm gonna be a scarer!
Okay, everyone, I'll be giving you your orientation on this perfect day.
And Turbo.
Head in the game, head in the game.
And the snubby goes to Monsters University.
I'm gonna scare circles around you this year.
You gotta be kidding me.
Please welcome our next presenter, Brad Pitt.
Three things you learn when you start acting in films. Show up on time, know your lines, and kiss up to the cinematographer. In the category of Best Cinematography, here are the nominees.
Inside Llewyn Davis.
Folk singer with a cat. Is that part of your act? Every time you play a C major, you'd puke a hairball?
Her.
How long before you're ready to date? What do you mean? I saw in your emails that you'd gone through a breakup.
Prisoners.
Never been in trouble, not a day in his life.
Well, this thing's clean. I'd start looking in the woods by the rest stop.
Only God Forgives.
He's coming after me next. Please, Julian.
Star Trek Into Darkness.
You think you can't make mistakes?
And the snubby goes to her.
I want to learn everything about everything. I love the way you look at the world.
Please welcome Renee Zellweger.
Mark Twain once said, "Clothes make the man." Naked people have little or no influence on society. And in the case of tonight's 5 brilliantly creative nominees, clothes also play an integral part in making the film. The nominees for achievement in costume:
The Great Gatsby.
Nick Carraway.
A German spy?
No. He's the Kaiser's assassin.
I heard he killed a man once.
Thor: The Dark World.
Your bravery will not ease your pain.
12 Years a Slave.
They're my property.
You say that with pride.
I say it as fact.
Drake!
Happened to Dale?
The Hobbit: The Desolation of
Have
Smaug.
you forgotten those who died in the firestorm?
American Hustle.
Because we kept it just small enough.
If you're that successful, how come you wound up in this room with me right now? Taking orders from me.
And the snubby goes to American Hustle. The nominees for Best Production Design are The Hobbit: The Desolation of Smaug, Star Trek Into Darkness.
The choices you make could get yourself and everyone under your command killed.
Mr. Theodore Twombly,
Her.
welcome to the world's first artificially intelligent operating system.
American Hustle. Pacific Rim. And the snubby goes to her.
Really deserve that. It's been a long time since I've been with.
Please welcome Bradley Cooper and Tina
Great
Fey.
film director Ridley Scott said that collaboration between a film editor and a director is like a marriage.
And just like in marriage, they spend all their time in a dark, windowless room, ordering in food and looking at pictures of other people.
What?
Here are the nominees for achievement in film editing.
Star Trek Into Darkness. American Hustle. Rush.
This is an incredible battle between these two great drivers.
Captain Phillips.
This is Mask, Alabama. We are an unarmed freighter. We have 2 skiffs approaching with armed intruders.
The world's
end. I suggest you get on your way.
And the
snubby goes to American Hustle. Here are the nominees for Best Original Score. Only God Forgives.
Want to fight?
12 Years a Slave.
I'm not a slave.
Gravity.
Brake! You have to brake!
The can's empty. You're gonna hit hard. Grab a hold of anything you can.
Captain Phillips. of Steel
accomplish wonders.
And the snubby goes to Captain Phillips by Henry Jackman.
Can't let him attach that ladder. 130 degrees. 130 degrees.
Please welcome Dustin Hoffman.
There are 5 nominees for Best Comedy.
Probably about
Nebraska.
750 miles.
It took you 2 days to drive 750 miles. Were you driving a dump truck or something?
It's a Subaru.
Kind of over this place.
The way back.
Not long for here. No, I remember that conversation in 2003, 5/11, April.
The Wolf of Wall Street.
I don't know.
Get him on the wall!
I can't understand you.
Get him off the phone!
The World's
That's what the boys do
End.
today. We're going to go back to Newton Haven. Why? 5 guys, 12 pubs, 50 pints. 60 pints.
Steady on, you Al.
Don John.
I don't think to him. He gave up everything for her. It was just meant to be. I love movies like that, you know?
Great.
And the snubby goes to
The World's End.
What do we do? Let's finish our drinks.
Please welcome Sean Penn.
Here are the nominees for Best Performance by an Actress in a Leading Role.
Guys,
Amy
that's what we
Adams,
need to be
American
thinking about
Hustle.
right now. We gotta get over on all these guys.
Brie Larson, Short Term 12.
Yes, Sammy? Can we play big and small? Is that a real game or is that a game you just made up?
Emma Thompson, Saving Mr. Banks.
No. Responsible is not a word.
We made it up.
Well, unmake it up.
Kate Blanchett, Blue Jasmine.
Schools, with wealth comes responsibilities. Wasn't just some mindless consumer like so many of my so-called friends.
And Sandra Bullock for Gravity.
I am off structure and I'm drifting. Do you copy?
And the snubby goes to Sandra Bullock for Gravity.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to the family that made this film, that gave me the opportunity to do something different. Thank you.
Please welcome Jessica Chastain. Here are the nominees for Best Actor.
Pow. I mean, I
Leonardo
skipped the tingle
DiCaprio,
phase and went
The Wolf
straight
of
to
Wall
the drool
Street.
phase. These little bastards were so strong, I discovered a whole new phase.
Tom Hanks for Captain
We have
Phillips.
been boarded by armed pirates. If they find you. Remember, you know the ship, they don't.
Have you ever
Matthew
engaged in
McConaughey
homosexual
for Dallas
homo?
Buyers Club.
You say homo? You made a mistake. That ain't me. Mr. Woodruff, we estimate you have 30 days left.
Chiwetel Ejiofor for 12 Years a Slave.
I will keep myself hardy till freedom is opportunity.
Christian Bale for American Hustle.
I'm like the Viet Cong man, all right? I'm in and I'm out. I was there the whole time. You don't know it.
And the snubby goes to
Matthew McConaughey, Dallas Buyers Club.
All right. Kids, Levi, Vita, Mr. Stone, love y'all. This film was never about dying, it was always about living. With that, I say just keep.
Please welcome Meryl Streep.
Regardless of who wins tonight, we thank these filmmakers for their fascinating and amazing work. Here are the nominees for Best Director.
Martin Scorsese for The Wolf of Wall Street.
The real question is this: was all this legal?
Alfonso Cuarón for Gravity. Peter Jackson for The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug.
You need it.
David O.
Play
Russell
your part.
for American Hustle.
Fine. You play your part.
And Edgar Wright for The World's End.
Oh no.
Director goes to Alfonso Cuarón for Gravity.
Now, David O. Russell, I think, set a new bar in terms of remembering names, and so I may not be able to remember all those names. By the way, that's the reason I don't do those ensemble casts like David. I work only with Sandra and George. So, but thank you, Sandra and George, and Warner Brothers, and well, everybody that made this film happen, and all the other amazing filmmakers this year and the past. Thank you very much.
Here are the nominees for Best Picture: American Hustle, Captain Phillips, Gravity, Her, The Hobbit: The Desolation of Smaug, Rush, Star Trek Into Darkness, The Wolf of Wall Street, The World's End, 12 Years a Slave. And the winner is American Hustle.
Come on. I'd like to say that one of the wonderful benefits of the motion picture business is that we get to make films about people. We had the privilege of telling this particular story about the art of survival, about resilience, and about reinvention. We also have to say that this film wouldn't have been possible, and of course the award has to be shared with David Russell, whose love and passion for these flawed but indomitable characters is etched on every frame of the film.
Did you ever have to find a way to survive? And you knew your choices were bad, but you had to survive.